be thankful. You have to find reasons to be thankful. And when you express gratitude, it's difficult to have negative emotions come back to you and intermingle with that gratitude. Gratitude is strong because it gives you the confidence in order to control the right now, so that your momentum is improving for tomorrow. Meaning what you do right now, the mood you have right now, the mindset you have right now, the actions, thought belief, the tenacity, persistence, all the good stuff that you practice right now will control the momentum you have going in tomorrow, will control the success, the likelihood of you finding success for tomorrow, so long as you do not live in the yesterday. I got a question for you. Have you ever been in the real good mood, and at the climax of that good mood, someone could have done something that should normally piss you off, but because you were in a good mood, it didn't even faze you? On the flip side of that, have you ever been in such a real bad mood? Like you're just upset, like you could just run through a wall, you're upset. And the slightest thing that would, bring joy to you or good news to you, it's not the right time. You know what I mean? Like it just conflicts. It's like oil and water. And so the reason why I'm asking is because I believe that there are certain moods that enable you to, how can I put it? Take advantage of the moment. And why I want to bring this up is because I think one of our greatest challenges is to take advantage of the moment. And so what I'm referring to, and maybe this has happened to you also, and if it has, then you and I, we're a lot alike. But you get to a point where you just need to really dig deep, right? We in sales, but hell, we in any leadership role in life, whether you're a parent, you're a manager, or you're a team lead, or even if you're just, someone who's just trying to lead in your own life from your own perspective, you have to have enthusiasm. You have to have passion. You have to be strong-willed. You have to have persistence, perseverance. You have to have hustle. And the key to that, though, is that you can't have any hustle muscles unless you have the right mood, right? Unless you have the right mindset. And so where I'm getting at is, well, if we can control our mood, we can control the likelihood of us having the right enthusiasm, persistence, grit, hustle. Because it's that bridge, right? Mood is the bridge. Mood is mindset. And so your mindset is the bridge to get to where you want. And so my punchline here is, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if we can control our mood, I believe we can control our mindset. And if we can control our mindset, then we can control the path that we're on. So follow me for a minute, because what I'm going to share with you is my 2 cents on gratitude. Just having the simple gratitude at the end of the day. In sales, it's an emotional sport. I've said that a few times already. And the reason why I say that is because, one moment of the day, you can have amazing news, right? And that's why I was referencing those 2 moods at the very beginning of the day. And the reason why that's important is because if you are having a bad one, like you walk in and you're trying to get your mood right, and something happens, like you just get a call from this one borrower and he cancels, and so that's how your day started, right? But what happens is, and what we don't realize is that when we try to shrug it off, right, it's like, fuck, that shit didn't bother me, but it actually reserves a little bit of space in your head, and it will revisit you later, meaning that it may not bother you right then and there, but when the adrenaline wears off, when that fucking caffeine wears off, and if you happen to find an excuse to, resurrect that shit, right? Like you know what I mean? Like you're storing it away in the bank for later. Like something happens, I don't know, maybe you get hung up on from another prospect. And then again, like you're trying to be like, oh man, that shit didn't faze me. I'm good. I'll go watch a SalesRemastered video, And what happens is that also reserves some space in your head, And then later, towards the end of the day, something happens. It may not even be at work. It might be your kids, it might be your wife. And then they say the smallest little thing. And then guess what? Everything comes out for that damn day, huh? Everything you've been holding in and compressing inside your head comes out. Bah! This is what they call snap. And you'll know because all you see is red. You're not really thinking about anything, right? You don't care about what you say. You inside your head, you're like, fuck it, I'll pay the consequences later. Let me get this bitch out. And then what happens is you end up saying some shit that you're like, oh fuck, did I just say that? But guess what? Like, notice one thing real quick. Like, you ever get, look, a side note, right? You ever get in an argument with anyone? It doesn't even need to be your spouse. It doesn't need to be your boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. It could be literally anyone, and you get so heated, you're just in the moment, right? You JD, you know what I mean? You just don't give a fuck, right? And you say something that, like, you even trip out. You're like, oh fuck, did I just say that? But what happens? You got to stay in character, right? So even though in your head you're thinking like, holy shit, did I just fucking say that? Damn, I'm gonna fucking pay for that later. But what happens on the outside? You're like, what? You know, and you're portraying like it's not affecting you. And so it's very similar to that, because when you're trying to be in a good mood and little things happen, we put that game face on, right? But inside our head we're like, fuck, I'm gonna pay for that shit later. But our face is just like, it's okay. It's okay. It's exerting something else. And this mask is something that we all wear, especially in sales. Fuck yeah, especially in sales. You know, not every moment's a cheery moment. And so I get that. And the reason why I'm even sharing this is because I want to help you be able to control that mind frame. And so when that happens to you next, when you get, you know what I mean, like tempted to put a negative feeling in your fucking spank bank, like you put that bitch away for later on. And what happens is when you get when you get tired, basically, and that adrenaline, that momentum, that mood, that, you know what I mean, that enthusiasm wears off, what happens is those little bad, saves or whatever, little experiences that you had throughout that day or throughout that week, they creep up. And then when they creep up, and then they all attack you at once, and they're pushing you, towards the edge. And then what happens is, like, unless you're controlling your mindset correctly, you're gonna snap, and then you're gonna say some shit that you really regret, or you're gonna do something that you really regret. And I don't want you to get there, because fuck, man, imagine that shit that you really regret happens to be your wife, your kids, your manager, your team. And so I don't want you to get there, because you're gonna ruin a lot of the shit and the momentum that we're building together, right? And I want to help you build momentum. I don't want to help you deteriorate and shit from that momentum. I don't want to help you get fired and shit, or divorce, or fucking break up, or piss your fucking kid off. Anyway, what I'm getting at is, this is the solution. So the reason why I asked at the very beginning of the video was that, have you ever been in such a good mood that, like, you might hear something, or something might happen to you that normally would piss you off? Let's say you stub your toe, right? Notice though that because you're in such a great fucking mood, you just shine it off, just like literally, just like that. Don't fuck with you forget all about it, because the only thing that you're focused on are the good things in front of you, right? It feels good, and I want you to think about it, because maybe you didn't stub your toe, maybe you know what I mean, like someone cut you off, but because you're in a good mood, you're all good with it. More normally, that shit would have fucked with you. Like someone cuts you off, you're like, fuck this dude, and then you start road raging and shit, and it really pisses you off, right? Like, you piss him off, and you fucking, you know what I mean, you slap your steering wheel, like, you take that steering wheel, motherfucker, and you just think in your head like, damn, these people, how come they can't drive? And what happens is, again, it just gets stored in your spank bank, right? Like, it's gonna spank you later. And when it creeps back, though, it creeps back at the worst time. It creeps back when you're at your lowest. And that's dangerous, because when you're at your lowest and it creeps back, what happens? All the other shit with it follows, right? Like, all this creeps back, that negative emotion creeps back. And the next thing you know, you're surrounded by negative emotions. And then next thing you know, you're diving down that rabbit hole, and it starts turning into paranoia. Like, oh shit, like, is everyone out to get me? And I don't want that shit to happen to you. So here's the anecdote. Practicing gratitude and focusing on the now rather than the yesterdays, right? In order to ensure that you're in control tomorrow. So let me back it up. So practicing gratitude right now so that you're not stuck in the yesterday in effort to control tomorrow. Again, let me break that down. So every day, every time, right now, anytime you're in the now, ensure that you're practicing gratitude. Gratitude like, man, I'm thankful. Man, I'm thankful I got a car. Man, you know, I could be taking the bus, but I got a fucking car. Man, I'm thankful I got a cell phone. I could have to use the fucking, you know what I mean, like a payphone or some shit. Man, I'm thankful I got internet. Imagine what I wouldn't have, or what I would have to do if I didn't have the resources that internet gave me. Man, I sure am thankful I got a job. You know, all these other things that you got to show gratitude over. And why, right? And sometimes maybe it's not materialistic things. Like the only time that you should be looking at yesterday is to see how far you've come, not to regret and not to look at those negative saves in your spank bank. Rid your spank bank. Rid them of past memories. The only past memory that you should have is measurement of how far you've come. And so even if you went backwards for a little bit, right? Like even if you went backwards, like you know what I mean? Like your whole goal was to keep moving forward. Let's just say all last year you went backwards, or let's just say all yesterday you went backwards. Let's just say all week you went backwards, however long it is. You have to be thankful. You have to find reasons to be thankful. And when you express gratitude, it's difficult to have negative emotions come back to you and intermingle with that gratitude. Gratitude is strong because it gives you the confidence in order to control the right now so that your momentum is improving for tomorrow. Meaning what you do right now, the mood you have right now, the mindset you have right now, the actions, thought, belief, the tenacity, persistence, all the good stuff that you practice right now will control the momentum you have going in tomorrow, will control the success, the likelihood of you finding success for tomorrow, so long as you do not live in the yesterday. Meaning, whatever you did yesterday, whether good or bad, that shit was yesterday. Take only from yesterday pieces of information that you would have gratitude for in order to be grateful of that right now. And so that way, when you are building right now, going into tomorrow, you have a stronger foundation to continue that momentum, to continue building. And so I hope this motivates you, because a lot of times when we think about it, we're really caught up in yesterday, right? We're deflated because we're living in our memories of yesterday and the day before, the week before. And so, for example, like today's Monday, right? We can be going into the office kind of like bummed the fuck out. And it's kind of like, technically it's because we're bringing in the memories of yesterday and the weekend. Meaning like, oh, I wish I could be sleeping in. I wish I could be on the couch. I wish I could be outside. I wish I could be, you know, we're not showing gratitude of us having a fucking job. We're not showing gratitude of us having a brand new day to build our legacy, to build our pipeline, to have an amazing month. We're not showing gratitude of being able to help the clients we engage with. Instead, we're living in the yesterday because we want and we wish we were still in the yesterday so that we can not work. I don't know. So we got to really think about that, right? And if we do it correctly and we're grateful today, right now, then tomorrow, because it's Tuesday and then Wednesday and then Thursday and so on, is going to work out in our favor. As a matter of fact, if we continue this practice, there will be shit that would normally bug you that happens during the week. But guess what? That shit, fucking brush it off. Why? Is because that's just what a strong mindset does. Little shit does not faze you when you have a strong mindset. But when you have a weak mindset, just the littlest shit's gonna faze you. The littlest shit's gonna fucking spin you out of control. You know what I mean? It can be like one of those little rocket fizzes, the fireworks that just, there's no path. It just fucking flies wherever it goes. You know what I mean? It's like a bee. There's no, you know what I mean? It just, it's flying everywhere. And so I don't want you to be on that path. If anything, I want to show you how to embrace gratitude, and so that when you are facing the grind of right now, the gratitude from yesterday's, right, instead of the negative emotions in the spank bank, is going to carry you and keep you afloat through the tomorrows. So I hope that, I don't want to go too deep on you, but I hope that shit made sense. Please like the video, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.